aka Dr. Boom. Gonna play some Hand of Fate. Hand of Fate, if I could best describe it, is a hybrid card-based kind of Dungeons and Dragons like adventure mixed with the fighting system of the Batman games, with you having to push, normal button presses and timed counters. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll show you what it's about.
One more for the game. Come, sit. You have passed the 13 gates.
But did you bring me my Slurpee?
Game of life and death. Your stake is wagered. I refuse none who come here. Yet, I say, turn back.
Turn back now! Sorry, I love the voice overwork in this game.
It has been some time since you last sat at the table. Let us begin again. The game begins. One lives and one dies. Let us see what you are made of.
Meat, flesh, bone, blood, spunk.
So this is the first member of my court, the Jack of Dust.
Exactly.
12 in all must fall before you may challenge me.
Alright, so now he's going to basically make the game board randomly out of cards. And there could be various things like event cards, encounters,
Let the cards
item
fall where
shops.
they may.
You don't know quite what's going to be. You're going to basically set up a deck, but at the same time, just like in a Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone style, it's still going to be up to random chance what's drawn here. So, Twisted
That first
Canyon.
moment, that glinting weapon, the call to action, to adventure.
You see a weapon glinting in the sunlight, lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. The walls of the canyon are covered in thick vines, perfect for climbing. Climb down and retrieve the weapon? Yes. Alright, so you can see here we have 3 chances of success, and it does kind of that 3-card Monty style. Typically I like to focus on one card only and try to follow it along, so hopefully this will be a sword. Success. So now you're going to get 1 out of your equipment cards. X. I'll take it.
A moment to savor. That will make you much more effective.
The Maiden. One day in the shady forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. I am Marith of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? Longer life, supplies, or gold? One thing I forgot to mention. Every time you take a step in this game, step being one of the cards, you lose food and you gain a little bit of health. When you run out of food, you die. Well, you're not going to die right away. You're going to not gain any life as you keep going, and you start to lose life each step. So essentially it becomes a survival-like roguelike in that you have to manage both the weapons, the gold that you get, making sure you have food. So sometimes that might mean selling a fancy new weapon because because a brother needs to eat. So in this case, I'm going to go for gold because I can buy anything with that shit. Three gold game cards. That's cool. 25.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
25. Alright, that was actually a good haul. Remember, mortal, that bold heroes make for great ballads, but survivors think twice before meddling in the affairs of God and monsters!
I was never a fan of illusion or pretense. Here, I'll make an exception.
Whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes the seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder and quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention, and you notice that he appears to be a goblin, wholly disguised as a human. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. "My name is Master Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation." Do we give him the bread from our plate? Give him 20 gold. I do have some gold. But I could ask him what he needs. I'm gonna ask him what he wants. Need? I need to help you. He taps the staff on the ground and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. He smiles a warm grin that reveals all his chipped and yellowed teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? Shield. Shields are super important in this game. Because if you remember, I told you that the combat is a Batman style. It's even the same thing in Batman where if you time the button presses right, you can counter, and you have to have a shield to counter. You also can do a shield bash, which is kind of nice. It also, if you time the counter, you can reflect bows and arrows, fireballs, and the like.
You can now reflect your opponent's ranged attacks using your shield. Make good use of this skill if you wish to survive.
Oh, he just pretty much said everything that I just said. That's cool, though. Alright, so that's the end of this floor.
More, seeking the heart of it all.
Take the stairs to the next floor.
This is what I was looking for. You show some aptitude for the game.
An ambush!
Perhaps this will not be as boring as
now it's time for the fun part, the battle system.
Your journey is well begun.
Yeah, I really dig this fight system. I had a good time with it. Because it relies on skill more than button mashing. You can button mash, but then they'll keep defending your stuff. I also like that it has each card represent...
You can now counter your opponent's attacks. Hit the counter button when you see the flashing indicator.
So those little green icons is when you want to counter. Wow! Now later on as you get better gear, you'll have little moves you can do in fights. Little special weapon moves. While searching the area for anything worth salvaging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. Sneak up and kill them bitches. Alright, keep an eye on one, boys. And I think it's the last one. Boom. Stab that bitch in the face! Draw one equipment. I like that. Give me a good weapon. Same as.
Peasant's weapon, but effective nonetheless.
Food. A must. And some health.
A little extra health. But it is only a
before you saw that it was a kind of a linear path. Now I can make my choices, and there's no rule that says you have to do every encounter. So if you find the exit, and you happen to be low on health and food, and you don't want to take the time to go through those, you definitely can skip by. That's why this game is kind of, each time it's different. A shop. Hell yeah! It's time to buy some shit.
If you were wondering why you've been collecting all that gold, you now have your answer. We're starting to get into the meat of the game now. The back and forth between resources and rewards.
So I'm definitely going to buy a little bit of food. 30 bucks though? No, we'll get a couple. Because this fool wants a weapon. Is there a good weapon here? Alright, so let's see what we got. We got a normal shield, which we already have. An explorer's helmet, which reveals the stairs encounter upon entering the level, and grants a gold bonus for revealing every encounter. That's okay. I'm looking for immediate damage. A sword, which it's less damage and no special move. And then, okay, cool. So this is an ability. I'm going to go ahead and buy this and I'll show you. If you look at the bottom,
a classical approach to dealing with crowds.
The little symbols on the bottom equate to how many times you can use it before it just is destroyed. So in this case, this will be a move I can do in battle to shoot blades in all directions, and I'll do that on the next fight.
Artifacts provide powerful special abilities to use in combat, but it takes time to ready them.
Here he is.
You have reached my first champion. A good man, driven to madness by a war that took all from him. Wife and child, kith and kin. From such dark and brittle iron I forge my tools. Now we see your metal.
Yeah, the voiceover of like the main guy here, the dealer or whatever, I honestly think that it's really well done. And it kind of makes it feel like I'm not just playing a card game. It feels like I'm sitting here wagering life and death.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
So tokens are what you ultimately want. Those unlock new, it could be scenarios, it could be new encounters, it could be weapons, equipment that later you can then shuffle in your deck. So like right now, all the weapons that we had for this run through were basic: axe, sword. One of those might be a weapon of, some sort of elemental ability or some cool ability. So definitely, anytime you can get a token, that's what you want to go for. Alright, so we're going to have the Four of Dust. Four of Dust, these cards represent the enemies and how many there are. So there's going to be him and 4 soldier / pirate types. So here, I'll get it right into them.
Some attacks cannot be blocked or countered. Get out of the way or stop them with your own counterattack.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and get right in the middle and use the artifact so you can see what it's like. You have beaten the first guy.
Down into the worms with him. Perhaps there is peace for him in the grave.
So that's the first of...
One champion has been sent to the cabinet.
12 levels you have to go through.
Yet we are only at the start of our road. You will face 11 more opponents who will test your strength, your memories, and your resolve. Few fall at the first hurdle. None reach the last. We have wagered, and you have won. You may claim your rewards, yet I will also claim mine. As you improve, so do I. Balance must be retained.
So now, for defeating Bandit Jack, we unlocked some cards here. So we got the Jack of Skulls, which is the next enemy. Looks like a couple of scenarios. And if you look at the symbol on the bottom, when you beat the scenario, you get tokens which unlock more. Scenario, scenario, scenario. So this looks like a scenario pack. That's cool. Defending Bandit Jack, you also get... See, now this is where I'm starting to get into the... Get some gear. Chains of Rage. Looks like an ability. Some armor types. A shield, a new shield, and a new weapon. Tight. New challenge called Band Attack.
Shall we deal again?
So what's cool is now everything about that round is done. It's gone. It's a one-time run through.
Now you understand the basics.
So now when I start to go fight the next boss, it'll be a clean run.
Your hero is returned to his beginning items. Our decks are reset. Welcome to the cabinet, home of the members of my court. Time for you to face my undead army. Meet the Jack of Skulls.
Alright, so this is where you now get to fix your deck. Hold on, guys. So yeah, as you do the scenarios, they get taken out of the deck, the ones that you unlock with the tokens, so you definitely need to fill them. The first one is what weapons are going to be in the pool of ones that you could possibly get. So we obviously want to put the new weapon in, and the new shield that we got, and the new armors. And looks like I have room for 2 more. However, since I want these armors and the ability in, I can swap out some of the crappier ones from the deck. Get rid of that shield. Put in the armors. I think we're good. The middle one is kind of like a, it's a wild card. It's called the wild card update. It was part of a DLC. It has different fates that kind of affect the overall way the game plays. So it's kind of like challenges, if you will. For example, this one, combat's much faster. Enemies are stronger counterattacks. Bandits have throwing knives. But you also get some new cards and abilities. They're going to be put into the deck. I pretty much stay with the adventure one while I'm trying to beat the game. But later on, once you've played it, it's going to give you some cool, challenging ways to do run-throughs. Third one is your encounters, various things. So we definitely want to get rid of some of the encounters that we've beaten. Put in the new ones. Because ultimately equals new scenarios, equals new tokens equals new gear. And we'll go ahead. Now another awesome option is when you go into the deck builder, you can just hit square and it'll give you a recommended build. I also encourage that if you're not quite understanding what makes a good card and what makes a bad card, and that's perfectly okay. I played most of the game with the recommended, so.
New content awaits you.
Alright,
You will be awarded when you complete your run. I will add my own cards to the deck. How boring life would be without a little spice. We play for life and death. Prepare yourself.
Captain of
I
the
always
guards.
thought it was best to avoid the problems of others. I see you have no such concerns.
You hear a shot from up ahead and the sounds of battle. Racing forward, you discover a warrior surrounded by the undead. Stranger, he calls out. He throws his weapon. Take my mace and put an end to these monstrosities. Tight! All I heard is, take my mace. I will take your mace. I
It's
will
a
equip
lump
it.
of iron on a stick. Not terribly subtle.
Nice. It's got some holy attached to
Really?
it.
Is that what you're going to do?
And now we're gonna fuck these skulls up, bro. Yeah, I really enjoy that the cards you get it like kind of equipped on your guy at the beginning of every battle. It just kind of makes it feel like you're playing a tabletop game. Oh, I don't even think I have a shield yet. No shield equals no counters. Now trust me, it looks pretty easy right now, and partially that's because I've already beaten the game once and done a playthrough, but later on when you mix up the amount of enemies, they start adding things like challenges like every time you counter, you lose a food. So now, but remember, if you don't have food, you can't heal, and then you lose health, so it becomes these crazy balance of playing more evasive and whatnot, so don't judge the difficulty by what you're seeing
the
here.
Token
This
is yours.
The first couple
Well
levels.
It lives in every game. That initial moment where things begin. I have worked on these cards all my days, and the canyon has been there from the outset.
So now this weapon isn't as good as the one that I have. So what's great is instead of equipping it, you can hit no, I don't want to equip it, and it goes in your inventory, and you can sell it at shops. So really helpful for times of needing food
to
and
wonder if you're simply leaving
heals
this
and whatnot.
card in as a quick way to get your hands on a shield.
Shield. Hook it up with a shield. Yeah.
Fair Merith. I'm not surprised to find that this encounter remains vivid in your memories. Head downwards, if you dare. Many have reached this far. Further, in fact. I do not know if you have what it takes to do better than they did.
I'm here to test your might, so-called hero. Choose your foe. 3 of dust. Well, that's funny. I picked which one I wanted to fight. He says, haha, you're going to fight the other 2 instead. That's the devil for you. Let's do this. Shield to the face, bitch! One of those guys gonna have to have some gear. If you do not give me some gear, that's some broken ass bullshit. 3 gang cards. Okay, I will take that. Food, always helpful.
One of my cards.
Equipment, yes please.
I will not be so graceful for long.
Better armor, I will equip that.
Armor protects you from damage. The best armor, of course, does so much more.
Traveling mage. Do you want to go to the shop? Hell yeah, I want to go to the shop. I got hella gold. So yeah, this is a slower game. It's really kind of cool for when you're just wanting to chill on the couch, and because the battle system is not spam it as much as it's like timed button presses, it gets pretty like, what's the word? Meditative. It feels very calming to play this game, so even the battles aren't ridiculously stressful. Alright, what do we got here? A dragon ring. So this is a helmet that gives extra damage against lizard men, but that's only when you fight the lizard men. So that's not as helpful to me. This sounds good. So this is a helmet that when I draw supplies, meaning food, I get to draw 2 and pick one. So get the better of the 2.
Power of a prophet. Choose your fate. Running water protects against many things.
Your path is blocked by a river.
Generally, though, it's just a pain to get past.
Boom. So because I didn't get an excellent, if you notice that one had success, great success, failure, and like critical failure. Some of these, to get the tokens, you have to hit the critical success. Bandit attack.
Our bandits are displeased with your challenges.
I laugh in the face of your little bitches. You find a scrap with a parchment with a rough description of you plus an offer of a reward. That's so funny. He was a hitman. Now see, I wasn't paying attention and I just hit X. And I picked the wrong one. That was actually my helmet helping me out, and I didn't even get its help.
Good. Now all you need to do is find and kill the Jack of Skulls, and we can progress. I did not realize you were such a fearsome adversary. I will bear that in mind.
That's a bad sign. That means he's probably going to up the deck harder now. Great.
A shield for the marathon.
A
not
better
the
shield.
sprint.
I will take it.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
Yeah, see, that helmet's helping out big time. Being able to choose what I get. None of these gear are actually very helpful. So I am just going to keep on going.
I'm sure it's not called Dead Man's Gorge without reason.
It's an ambush. Time to fight some skulls, bro. To the face! He's like, you want a piece of me? That was horrible. It's a good run through.
The most fundamental symbol of might for an age.
Hella gold this time, bro. Dead King's Hall.
If it were not for
See an
greed,
ornate coffin.
then
It
who
may hold
would play
spectacular
this
wealth,
game?
but it will surely be guarded. Draw 2 monster cards. Alright.
More skeletons for you to deal
You can
with.
attempt to take them by surprise. Did not take them by surprise. Dun dun dun. Chunka. Yeah, that guy had a dagger in his eyeball. That's funny. Alright, I think our next card is going to be the final boss.
Great men wield great swords, swords of myth and legend. For you, this will suffice. Ah, one of my food cards. Well done, and good luck to you.
Got the token. It's been a good token run through, though. For sure. Alright, let's see what
The
he says.
undead.
Difficult to
Of
lay to
all the
rest.
players in the game,
In addition to
these
sheer
are the most
strength,
dangerous
this skeleton
in the
has the
world,
power
yet in
to
no
revive
natural
recently
form.
defeated skeletons in
A
its close
wrongness,
vicinity.
an
So
error.
he's going to be able to raise his add-ons. Let's do the damn thing, boys. And to know that this game is made by like a four-man
Shots
team from
rifles cannot be
Australia,
deflected.
it's pretty
You'd do
cool.
better to avoid them. Are you agile enough?
The story I forgot to mention is that how I even heard about this game was I was at the PlayStation Experience just this last weekend, and met the developers, and the game that they had demo was the second version of this, so they had the demo for Hand of Fate 2. Well, I had never played the first one. I really enjoyed the game, so I mean, let me just kick this guy's ass here. Where's he at? There. Alright. I really enjoyed the game, and the guys let me sign up to be in the beta for 2, and then just for stopping by his booth, I got a copy of
well
Hand of
done.
Fate 1 that I'm
Well
playing here for
done
free. He gave me a code
indeed.
for it.
But you have roused the dead in their dusty
And,
dreams, and even I cannot say
That was a
what
great
will come of
experience.
it.
It was a really great
Now
experience.
our wager becomes more interesting.
We got a
Will
lot.
the tools you've earned suffice to
One
address
second.
the challenges I pose? That is the question, is it not?
This was a good token run. Look at all those tokens. Each of those is going to have new cards to mix into the deck. Well, guys, I think this is where I'm going to stop the stream. I am in no way, shape, or form any kind of professional streamer. I just wanted to give you guys a look at this game that's kind of taken over my heart lately. I've been playing it a lot more than some of the AAA games that I have. So, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and all that jazz. This has been Carl Wickham, aka Dr. Boombot, saying, "Gotcha, gotcha, ha!"